Hi there, I'm Scott Spiker and this is my channel Cascade Living, where we go over various real estate topics like buying, selling, investing, and what the current market is doing. I also do neighborhood tours, area reviews, and talk about things to do and see in this region of the Pacific Northwest. If you like what you see, consider subscribing. Today it is time for another market report and comparison of what's going on with the local scene as well as some national findings. If you are interested in home values, trends, and moving patterns, stick around for this issue of Cascade Living coming up next. According to Redfin and the National Association of Realtors, the Vancouver housing market is only somewhat competitive currently. The average Vancouver home sales price is $603,000, while the median sales price is $538,400. Homes in Vancouver have been receiving an average of 3 offers and typically sit on the market about 35 days. Inventory is still low overall, but up to almost 2 months, 1.9 months of available housing in August. That's a significant increase from even a couple of years ago. There were 596 closed sales in Vancouver with 716 new listings as well. Pending sales were at 551 for the month and active listings came in at 1137. The median price per square foot for a home in Vancouver is $265, down 1.4% from last year. Even so, more homes sold for over asking price and didn't by a volume of almost double. This, however, can be deceptive as low pricing strategy is commonly used to pit buyers against each other, causing a multiple offer situation. Great for sellers, but not so hot for buyers. In a recent real estate investment group meeting I attended last week, the overall sentiment was that things were significantly slower for both agents and mortgage lenders as well as investors. The slower pace means that buyers that are out there actually have some say-so in transactions now. They are seeing things like price negotiations, contingency requests, seller-covered closing costs, and rate buy-downs. High interest rates are still the major concern that is primarily making people hesitant overall and making the slow process here and overall. Many folks are on the sidelines because of 7 and 8% interest rates for 15 and 30-year fixed mortgages respectively. But now might actually be a good option to get in if you want to avoid buyer conflict. Less competition means a better chance of getting something you want and not having to compromise. There is always the choice to refinance in a year or two for a lower interest rate. Pair that with a seller-covered buy-down and you could come away with a sweet deal in what has previously been a frenetic market. Of interest generally, Redfin's chief economist Daryl Fairweather reported that more than 38% of 500 polled buyers under the age of 30 either used a cash gift from a relative or inheritance to afford their new home down payments. She is calling these new shoppers NEPO home buyers. This strategy may be the only way for aspiring young buyers to get into home ownership. Then there are those who are waiting for the professed real estate crash. But according to Adam Data Solutions, even though almost 32,000 homes had default foreclosure filings in the month of July, there likely won't be another mortgage meltdown. Bankrate reporter Jeff Ostrowski agrees, giving these 5 reasons why. Number 1. Inventories are still very low, 3.3 months nationally, even though 1.7 months is what we looked at over a year ago. Remember, 6 months is considered a balanced market. Vancouver is seeing this as well, as not nearly as many homes are receiving multiple offers now. Buyers are only moving on homes that show well and have significant value. Number 2, builders didn't build fast enough to meet demand. They pulled way back after the last crash and have never fully got back to pre-2007 levels. And now they can't acquire land and go through the approval process fast enough to fill demand. Number 3, demographic trends are creating new buyers. People during the pandemic found out they needed bigger places, and millennials are now in their prime home buying years. So increased buyers overall, and we still don't have enough inventory. Number 4, Lending standards are still tight, not like in 2007 where you could get a loan without a job, with poor or no credit history and no down payment. Now the median credit score of those applying is over 760, in addition to requiring 2 years proof of income, and still 20% of those applicants are denied. And number 5, foreclosure activity is subdued. Even if filings are up in the last 6 months to almost 185K as far as foreclosures go, it's still nothing like the past real estate crash, where we saw over 1 million foreclosures in the first half of 2008 alone. Most folks today have a good equity cushion in their home and are sitting on decent interest rates with no plans to move in the immediate future. So even though prices are still pushing the bounds of affordability, most pundits are saying this boom won't end in a bust. Here locally, more people still want to live in the Pacific Northwest than there are houses for, so values to continue to climb over the long haul. And where are these people coming from? Across the nation, 2% of home buyers are looking to move into the Vancouver area from other outside metros. Most came from California, with San Francisco home buyers leading the way, followed by Los Angeles and San Diego. And there are a few folks leaving as well. June to August of this year, 20% of Vancouver homebuyers looked at houses outside of the region. Bend was their first choice destination, followed by Phoenix, Arizona, and Astoria, Oregon. If you are a buyer currently on the fence, you may want to run the numbers conservatively at 3% average value per year appreciation to see if that current home price you may be looking at will be a savings in interest over the term of a typical 30-year mortgage. Pros might outweigh cons. It's unknown how much more prices will drop, if any, for the short term. Remember, you can always refinance. Even 1% interest point can be enough of a drop to consider seriously going back to your lender. Currently, there is less competition, more choices, and all kinds of seller concessions, but who knows what the future holds for sure and how long the current situation will last. If you like these videos, consider subscribing. If you're looking for qualified help with your real estate needs, give me a call or drop me a line to discuss your specific goals. Keep in mind I'm investor friendly and work with folks in the area or out of town. In the meantime, stay active, and I will see you in the next issue of Cascade Living.